outside off stump, trying to drive that, but there was no bounce there at all. Hit right on the bottom of the bat. That's the sort of delivery that Aravinda likes to caress through the offside field. He tried to do just that, but no bounce. So hit way down on the bottom of the bat. So there was no force off the blade.
Having the width, as Tony was saying, no pace to really time it down to the getting amount of power behind that shot.
It's a bit of a change in the breeze this morning. It wasn't in its normal quarter, although it seems to have turned around a bit. It's back out of the southwest again, and you can see those flags. Quite a nice breeze, and that is a bit of a godsend actually, because it does help cool things down. Abdul Razak has certainly got a bit of a breeze at his back now. It's a slower delivery there, and nicely watched by Aravinda.
A bit of variation by Abdul Razak. Fuller delivery, holding it back. Aravinda De Silva right on top of that one. It's almost like an off spinner rolling his fingers around that one. Aravinda fully focused, not trying to hit it too hard.
It's the end of the over. It's 57 for 2. They've decided that they're going to start shouting. This business of padding it away, I think, just judging by that concerted appeal there, they all went up together.
The wrong one to appeal for. Way outside the off stump. Would have been a planned one. Very nicely played down towards the fine region. Worked well, looking for the second and getting the second. Slightly shortish. Aravinda De Silva waited on that one. Played it really fine. Well controlled. The roll of the wrist at the last moment on impact. Keeping the ball down and playing it fine. Moin Khan straight away, blocking that region away, bringing a leg slip on. Once again, the straighter delivery, well watched by Aravinda De Silva. Straight through.
Nicely played by Aravinda, waiting for that one, just knocking into the gap. The fieldsman just a little deep there, allowing the single. That relieves the pressure a little bit. 61 for 2. And well, there's Marvin Atapatu's father on the right-hand side, and that's Arjuna Ranatunga's mother in the lovely blue sari, looking lovely and cool there, watching proceedings. So a lot of support from the families of the Sri Lankan cricketers in particular. You see them, you see a lot of them actually, very sociable neck of the woods. I've been lucky enough on a few occasions to have attended a party or two at the Arjuna's home, or the Ranatunga home, should I say. That's the senior Ranatungas, Mr. and Mrs. Ranatunga Senior, and a wonderful family, rich in cricket history. Three of their sons played test match cricket. 4 of their sons have played one-day international cricket. Quite incredible, isn't it, really? And there's the mother. The mother of 3 test match cricketers, 4 one-day international cricketers. Six overs being bowled. Aravinda on 13. After Patu 38. This is very tight bowling at the moment. That's obviously the plan. Let's keep them really tight. Let's try and frustrate them. Let's see if we can create a situation where they will make mistakes out of frustration.
Really drying the runs up from Abdul Razak's end. Got a line that he bows on the off stump, and the field is placed to stop any singles. No runs to be really got, and very disciplined bowling by Abdul Razak.
Oh, good shot into the gap. That'll help a bit, and I should think that'll go for 4 as well. A lovely cover drive from Aravinda de Silva. The ball just a little bit full, a little wide, and he's caressed it through the offside field.
Setting his sights on that one, was ready for that, and on that occasion, having the pace, having the width, and going right through with it, full face of the bat, and getting the placement perfect. Well balanced. He knew exactly where he wanted that ball to go.
Have a look at that rock solid forward defence after that lovely cover drive. The score 65 for 2.
Just Arshad Khan and Abdul Razak doing the bowling for Pakistan. Oh, turn back, pitch out to the off stump, but the spin a bit too much. Umpire Buckner would have been wondering, was it turning too much, going down the leg side?
Yes, they've decided obviously that they're going to go up now. Is he playing a shot? I suppose that's the question. No doubt about the fact that he wasn't very difficult to give out, mind you. It would have been very close, there's no doubt about that. Yes, I think he's decided to change his strategy now. This business of just padding up, getting the bat tucked in behind the leg. The umpire is going to be very tempted to say, well, no shot offered. That's not the way to do it, and of course you can give him out. So they want to be a bit cautious about that. There we are. Let's just change things a little bit, those few shots. All of a sudden, Marvin Adapadu now looking to play a few shots, which I think is probably far better anyhow.
The positive attitude to get the bat there. He waited on that one, nicely rolling his wrist over it, down towards the fine leg. That's the way to get about it, playing positive cricket.
So 41, the partnership. It's a significant partnership in the context of this game, no doubt about that. Bear in mind, Jayawardena is due to come in next. Ranatunga, Kaluwitharana. Those are the batsmen left in the lineup.
Lovely bowling. That's the way.
I have to say that Aravinda is the one that looks comfortable. He doesn't launch himself at the ball. He lets the ball come to him. Just watch this. Watch how he just leans back, lets it come, and then plays it on its merits as late as he possibly can. Quicker one. That's the one that's caused a few problems. Half-hearted appeal.
Edged and dropped. Just for a moment, one thought that would have carried to first slip. Moin Khan came in the way, and he's put it down. So an opportunity here for Pakistan has gone a begging.
Well, no doubt that was going straight to Inzi at first slip, and the keeper's gone across. Once he commits, he's got to go all the way, and he's gone, and no doubt it would have carried to first slip, and a vital, vital chance for Pakistan Ghana begging. And look at the disappointment on Abdul Razak's face. You see it pitch and track away, just like the previous delivery. He spars at it again, and Inzi had it lined up, and Mohan Khan, once he went, that's the golden rule, once you go all the way.
Good bowling by Razak. He had set it up nicely. De Silva getting more behind it now.
It's not to be.
Wrapped on the pads. That's going to be close. Very close. Dot out, says BC Kurai, but I'd like to have another look at it. From here, it looked, if he didn't get any bat on it, that might have just missed off stump and leg stump, but would have hit middle.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. It tracks back a long way. Puff of dust again. And he hasn't got an inside edge. And it's hit him outside the line. And I'm wondering if that's not a bad decision, Ravi. No question of the height at all. It's just whether it was going to hit the wicket.
Yes, and I think it would have hit the wicket, but what saved De Silva was where the ball made contact with the pad. Well, this is superb bowling. He's bowled the leg cutter in this over, beat the batsman, taken the edge, and then got one to really come back in. Testing times for the master batsman, 67 for 2. Taken. He's cut it uppishly and hit it straight to Saeed Anwar. Good catch in the end. He had to dive forward, but the breakthrough has come here for Pakistan. Attapadu, the man dismissed.
Well, a bit of width off it, and it turns and bounces, and he actually didn't try to keep it down whatsoever. Probably got such a surprise with such a loose delivery and tried to put it away instead of placing it, and a good catch taken by Saeed Anwar. And Pakistan now get their first wicket of the morning, and 67 for 3.
So Mahela Jayawardena comes out to the centre. He was the vice captain of the side a little while earlier, but Attapadu is now the vice captain. And he was the last man to be dismissed, but Jayawardena already a pretty good average in Test match cricket, averaging over 40. And big double 100 on this ground against the Indians. The last man to be dismissed was Attapadu. Again, a little bit of extra bounce for Arshad Khan, but Attapadu will be disappointed that he didn't get this one away. Saeed Anwar taking a good catch, moving forward. But just the wicket that Pakistan wanted. And Pat, you were mentioning the strike not being rotated, and the wicket's gone here.
Yep, that's the start of it. When you don't rotate the strike and you get stuck on one end, and that's precisely what has happened here. And if you change it around, sometimes you wouldn't play that shot. So, a test for the young Jayawardena. Can he repeat his first innings form and stop the bleeding? That's important now.
Nice trip there for the off-spinner.
Again, some nice drift. Beautiful breeze coming across the ground for the spinner.
Lovely bowling.
67 for 3. So Sri Lanka now Ramiz Raja and Ranjit Fernando.
Thank you, Ravi. Field for leg before. That's been happening all through morning, but the appeals have not really borne them any fruit.
Aravinda De Silva, he's got this habit of shoving his front pad forward, and just could see the bat behind the pad.
An effort there, Mohammad Wasim holding on to that one. Steve Buckner not siding with the players.
As you said, Ramiz, there's going to be a lot of this throughout this day on this pitch, which has turned for Arshad Khan in particular, and probably Muralidharan as it goes on. And the shoving of the pad with the bat inside is going to be seen more and more.
That's nicely played. Waqar Yunus just a little deep at that mid-wicket position, allowing Aravinda De Silva to pick up a run. I think the Sri Lankans need to be just a little bit more positive out there. This pitch not conducive for batting. Anything can happen. An awkward bounce, an awkward delivery can get the batsmen in problems. So that stay at the wicket should be worthwhile.
It is something the Sri Lankans have to think about seriously, as with the fielders clustered around there, one needs to try and shove one or two of them behind by some positive shots.
Arshad Khan is getting a bit of bounce and spin from this pitch. The bounce was expected because he is a tall, fast bowler. In fact, tall spinner. Nice loop. And there you see the ball turn.
There's nothing more the spinners would like to have than to see a batsman, particularly the right-hander, to the off-spinner, just plodding there, not using their feet and looking for runs, or at least pushing the single. So the Sri Lankans would be looking to try and push the singles around, just shove the bat into some of the ball into some of the gaps.
This time it's taken by Mohammad Wasim and given. So Arshad Khan striking. Mahela Jayawardene was living dangerously and paying for a poor technique there.
This is certainly what was worrying everyone, the Sri Lankans in particular. There you are, that's just shoving the pad there, a little bit of bat and a soft dismissal. Very easy catch there at forward short leg. So that's the fourth Sri Lankan wicket that has fallen. Mahela Jayawardene, he goes.
Arjuna Ranatunga, the new man in, has the ability to play the spinners well, and it will be an important innings if he can get on with it out there. Conditions not very easy. Ball biting, spinning and bouncing. 36 years of age, loads of experience.
And that's the reason why he's there. Mahela Jayawardene, a very soft dismissal, just playing in front of the pad, and a bit of a nothing shot. Bat, pad, and then an easy catch to Mohammad Wasim.
Well flighted from Arshad Khan. You see, looking to play it on the onside, not to the pitch. Nice easy catch by Mohammad Wasim.
Arjuna Ranatunga now joining Aravinda De Silva, the whole firm together. It would be up to them to use all their experience. This pitch, certainly not the easiest of pitches to make runs, but one needs to be more positive than what the Sri Lankans have shown so far.
He is positive and also lucky, because we saw yesterday Wasim Akram really played a very good knock, but he was lucky in his innings. Sri Lanka's not been able to hold on to a couple of difficult chances. The ball is reversing here for Abdur Razak. But, the wicket doesn't have any pace. In swinger, once again appealing quite vociferously. BC Kure only signalling a leg by.
So this reverse swing causing a few problems, but again there was the movement, and that was the reason that the ball was certainly going down the leg side, as you say.
That looked very close, shuffling across Aravinda De Silva, maybe getting the benefit of the doubt because that front foot was outside the off stump, but the impact looked pretty adjacent. Once again Aravinda De Silva surviving. See the leg stump, you can't see the off stump, so there was a possibility that the ball might have just hit the stumps.
umpire BC Kure giving De Silva the benefit of the doubt. Consistency from umpires is what really is required.
Nicely played by Arjuna Ranatunga, getting onto the front foot and playing it quite easily. Sri Lanka 72 for 4. Edge and taken in Zamamul Haq, making no mistake that time, and Pakistan has picked up Arvinda De Silva.
That really is a big blow for Sri Lanka, and superb delivery right in the channel. Did a little bit, that late reverse swing. De Silva lunging forward with that bat outside, and a soft dismissal straight to Inzamamul Haq. So the big blow for Sri Lanka. You see De Silva, a bit of a nothing shot, just forcing that bat in front of the pad and guiding it to Inzamamul Haq, who didn't make any mistake with that. So Sri Lanka lose their 5th wicket, the wicket of Arvinda De Silva, caught by Inzamamul Haq at first slip, off the bowling of Razak. And Sri Lanka 5 down for 73.
Lot now depends on Ramesh Kaluvadarna. If he can play a cameo here, Sri Lankans might get to a challenging score. That would have Pakistan in a bit of trouble.
Ramesh Kaluvadarna, that best of 132 was made here on this Sinhalese Sports Club grounds. On his debut, a superb innings that was. And the Sri Lankans, without any doubt, would be looking to Ramesh Kaluvadarna to try and produce something like that. And this is why he's there. De Silva just shoving that bat in front, sparring at it, more or less fishing, and a very simple catch to Inzamamul Haq.
Nice shape away from Arvinda De Silva, playing away from the front bat. Inzamamul Haq, sigh of relief there after netting that one quite easily. Went straight to him, but as we all know, no catch is easy at that slip position. Strengthening of the field. There's Galle in place now for the newcomer. Short leg also has been employed for Ramesh Kaluvadarna. He'll be facing his first delivery from Abdur Razak. Once again, getting a bit of in-swing there, and Kaluvadarna straight away on that front foot. He's one player who really can make the difference here. Very neat striker of the ball. An aggressive player.
The pace-spin combination of Razak and Arshad Khan certainly has paid off for Pakistan, with both bowlers making an impact.
Playing it away nicely. There's a gap between second slip and Galle. This will run away to the boundary. Fielder was taken away from that position and put at that Galle position. And Kaluvadarna managing to edge one to the boundary.
Useful runs for Sri Lanka, and that again a good, well-guided shot by Kaluvadarna. Soft hands, letting the ball run all along the ground. And again, his positive attitude, always on the lookout for runs, has paid off. So Kaluvadarna has a big role to play here.
Moin Khan realizing that every run is as precious as gold. He's got that area covered now. Waqar Yunus been sent out there. Third man, so just 2 slips now in place for Ramesh Kaluvadarna. The short leg has been taken away as well, put at mid-wicket. Cutting well, Kaluvadarna. Straight to Waqar Yunus. Long leg.
Kaluvadarna's intentions quite clear. He's not in any way been threatened by the fall of wickets. He's quite interested in looking for runs wherever runs are possible. That really is the right approach. The Sri Lankans cannot really be getting too overcautious, as they need to try and pick up runs to set themselves with the target to bowl at the Pakistanis on this last innings.
Running with the shot, and Arjuna Ranatunga is off the mark. No hiccups there on that occasion. Sri Lanka 79 for 5.
This game continued to grow into an interesting stage. And the Sri Lankans would be looking to their past captain, Arjuna Ranatunga. The Sinhalese Sports Club is his own backyard, playing all his cricket here for many years.
Last recognized pair in for Sri Lanka, Jalinda Vas, Soisa Muralidharan, Fernando to follow. Need a good knock from Arjuna Ranatunga. Will be fully tested here. Slip, silly point, short leg. So Arshad Khan attacking straight away. As a cushion, he's got an extra man on the offside, Yusuf Johanna, that cover area. Just a little up for that anticipated uppish drive through the offside. Sweeping, edge, taken. Umpire says not out.
A lot of noise out there. Catch it, taken, so on, but umpire Buckner unnerved and unmoved.
Just hitting the pad, and Yunus Khan making an effort, thinking that Arjuna Ranatunga would have edged it.
Umpire BC Kure moving in to have a chat with Captain Moin Khan. One wonders what confrontation has taken place over there. A few words probably.
Come on.
Things heating up out there. Pakistan sensing a kill here. They need to pick up more wickets quickly.
Very well.
Sri Lankans looking for a partnership. Keen tussle, keen battle. Battle of nerves, battle of temperament, battle of commitment.
This is a situation where partnerships are absolutely vital, and the Sri Lankans really haven't had any such in this innings.
A wonderful flight from Arshad Khan. A wry smile from Arjuna Ranatunga, letting the bowler know that he knew exactly what he was trying to do.
Ranatunga, he'll have to dig deep, draw from all his experience, his resources.
This is one shot he plays so well. Not an easy shot to execute, playing it against the spin. Might just unsettle Arshad Khan if he carries on playing that kind of stroke. Reach to the length. That covered the extra spin that Arshad Khan was supposed to get.
Yes, indeed, Ramiz, that's a shot that Ranatunga thrives on in situations such as this. A shot really not recommended to any young cricketer, but Ranatunga does play it so very well, getting his pad across and covering the line.
Thinking to really challenge Arshad Khan by coming down the track. Just it at the last moment, Ramesh Galle.
It is a bit of a cat and mouse game there. The Sri Lankans looking to try and unsettle Arshad Khan. He's been bowling an immaculate line and length.
Good over, good teasing over. Sri Lanka 80 for 5. Living dangerously on that occasion, Arjuna Ranatunga. Just a faint edge. Again having a word with the umpire, BC Kure. You see him falling over just a little, but managing to play it. Kept Abdur Razak interested for a while.
Ranatunga completing the single in his usual casual manner, just walking the last few steps when not needed to. hurried.
Galle has been pretty busy picking up a run of the last ball. Sri Lanka 82 for 5.
Come on, Raji, come on.
Javed Miadad, who's next door the Pakistan radio booth, having a chat with Chishti Mujahid, the Pakistani radio commentator. Arshad Khan has been tantalizing with his line and length, not giving an inch. Tell you more about his bowling, and for next half an hour, it's going to be Tony Craig and Pat Simcox.
Thank you, Ramiz. Yes, things have taken a big change since I was last on air. Whew. Played away to mid-on, and no more chances are going to be taken here, that's for sure. This is going to have to be a huge fight now by the Sri Lankans. Little Kaluwitharana, who's not been in great form with the bat, he's going to have to rise to the occasion. He's had plenty of experience. And, of course, the old campaigner down the other end. Just pad. Oh, he's given him. Yes, he waited there. I must say, I was very surprised at that. Little Kaluwitharana has been given out. And while I don't want to prejudge it before I see the replay, my reaction, Pat, was not out.
Well, Tony, it's a long way from here to there, so let's not prejudge it, but mine was exactly the same. And a replay should tell us he pushes forward and hits the pad first. Well, does it strike the glove on the way out?
Well, from that angle we won't know, but I can tell you one thing, that the other angle will tell us exactly what happened, because when we come back we'll try and show you another angle, and we'll see how close that ball was to the glove on the way up. 82 for 6. Chaminda Vas is the new batsman, and a very disappointed Kaluwitharana is back in the pavilion. He was given out, caught at forward short leg. There were obviously a couple of noises. The bat clearly made a noise as it went in behind the pad. Chaminda Vas, 26 years of age, an average of 18.4.
Come on,
Now, what we've got to do here is try and establish whether the ball hit the glove on the way up. Now, the angle that is helpful in these situations is the square-on angle. Now, just watch this. Very slowly we'll just go through this. It hits the pad and then goes forward, and there's no way in the world that ball is anywhere near the glove. So that first replay you saw, we might have another look at that. It's a little bit deceptive because it makes it look as if the ball on the way up actually hit the glove. Just watch this. Here we go. Now, that looks as if it might have just flicked the glove on the way up. When we look at that square-on shot, we then see that in point of fact it's a long way away from the glove. So I think we've established, with the benefit of all these cameras, let's watch this again. That's the super slow-mo camera. Hits the pad and then goes up in the air. Maybe umpire Buckner from his position thought there might have been a little flick on the glove as it went up. It was nicely taken, of course, but it's that square-on shot, Pat, that I think tells the story.
Yes, Tony, you recall it right. He's a long way away from the glove.
Lovely bowling, Arshad. Shabash, bahut achhe. Brilliant bowling, shabash.
Yes, that was the shot that told the story. Very easy for us. This is the one. You watch him come forward here, and you watch the ball hits the pad and it goes straight forward. The gloves aren't there. The ball never touched those gloves, that's for sure. So, well, we've got the benefit of side-on cameras. We've got the benefit of super slow-mo cameras, big lenses. It's obviously a lot easier for us. Umpire Buckner can only call it as he sees it, and he obviously thought that was out, so he gave it out. And you can't ask for much more than that of an umpire.
No, you can't, Tony. Unfortunately, at times, critical decisions like that can alter a match, and that's what Sri Lanka will be arguing. But right now, they're back to the wall. And the two left-handers in now, not easy against the off-spinner.
One little question I'd like to ask you, Pat. Is it possible that he gave him out LBW? We'll come back and have a look at that in a minute. It's 83 for 6.
Well, now Jinarana Tunga just having a chat to Chaminda Vas. He'll be encouraging him along, explaining to him There's a couple of harsh words spoken an over or two ago between Ranatunga and Mohan Khan and called the umpire in. So there's a lot of action here. And Sri Lanka are really back to the wall.
Well, I've just asked Pat Simcox the question as to whether it's just possible that umpire Buckner could have been giving the batsman out LBW on the basis that he wasn't playing a shot. Let's have a look.
Well, an interesting observation. I thought he was playing a shot myself. And if you're giving that out to LBW, well then, Tony, this old game has got beyond us.
I think that point's well made. You can see the bat there coming into line to try to play the ball. The ball then spins a little bit more than the batsman anticipated. It is, though, a bit of a problem. I mean, you and I know that batsmen tuck the bat in behind the pad, no real intention to play the ball, hoping it will hit the pad. That seemed to be the case there. It's possible that that one spun back and it could have hit the stumps, but really, I don't think we'll find that umpire Buckner will confirm that that was an LBW. I think he'll say that he gave it out caught.
Yes, and you pay the price because it's really a poor technique, isn't it? I mean, the object of the exercise is to play the ball. And if you're going to come out there and push your pads in the way, then you're asking for trouble. But getting back to the technique side of it is clearly Kalawitharana picked the wrong line and committed himself too far into the off stump. When the ball comes back at you, you're in trouble. Wasam Akram, he's a class act. He turned the game single-handedly yesterday on its head. I believe that was the turn of the game. What a performer he has been, Wasam Akram. Look at that, 96 matches, 400 wickets at an average of 23, and he's still got a bit of gas in the tank, I believe.
Well, spare a thought for Abdul Razak. 11 overs, 6 maidens, 1 for 14, and bowling for an hour and a half. That's not bad, is it?
No, certainly not bad at all. Only got one. He had Aravinda de Silva dropped early on. Probably look back at that and say, well, had that been taken while I was still fresh, I could have been the guy taking all the wickets.
So we've now had confirmed from the centre that that decision was given out caught. That's one of the other wonders of modern technology, where the umpires can actually communicate with their colleagues through the walkie-talkies.
Well, no, that's an interesting observation, that in itself, when you send a message out to the umpire to ask whether it was out LBW or caught, he must realise that we got the benefit of the view from up here, and what the hell's going on, he's saying.
You're not suggesting that he would quickly say, I gave him LBW.
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying that if I was standing out there and I gave a clear caught in my mind, and the television people wanted to know whether it was caught or not, or well be, I'd be saying to myself, did they hit it or not? Wow, I'm wondering.
Either that, or you'd say something along the lines, look, you've got 15 cameras and you've got microphones and all that, you work it out. Now, they're very obliging, the umpires. They make their decisions. They're happy to live by their mistakes, and obviously that's the way it's got to be. It's very tough. I mean, there's no way in the world in matches like this where there are lots of bat pads, and they're the tough ones, because definitely a lot of appeals, half-hearted appeals, full-on appeals, 4 little bat pads. Did it touch the bat? Didn't it? They're trying to get it right. They call it as they see it, and sometimes they get it wrong. It's the way it is. Oh, and a pretty late response there from the non-striker's end.
Come on, Archie.
Just looking over his shoulder. That's the end of the over. It's 85 for 6.
Well, the two batsmen getting together again, and no doubt that Arjuna will be saying, it's my call, young man, and I was going to make it easily. Don't worry, I got run out in the first innings. I'm not about to do that again in a hurry. Just need to form a strategy here. Circle the strike, don't get caught on one end, pick up the singles. See it through to lunch now. That's the next total, next target. And
the bowling figures to date. Wakar hasn't been introduced as yet. 9 overs, 1 for 21, but Abdul Razak, 14 overs for 23. Just the 1 wicket.
Lovely bowling, lovely bowling.
Arjuna, an experienced campaigner. He's got nerves of steel. He's seen this all before many times. He'll know how hard it is to fight out of this position.
Played. The lead at the moment goes on to 93. It comes up to 94. Perhaps I'll take another one. That makes the lead 95. Every run absolutely vital. How many do you reckon they need?
Well, I see you said 250 yesterday, and if I recall, I said any side that got 180 would win the test match. I wouldn't want to chase 180 at this stage with Muralitharan bowling at the end. Pakistan will be aware of it. Arjuna Ranatunga, he just places it so beautifully. Use the wrists, sit on the ground. Good fielding that, chasing the ball behind, making sure that if it's a close call, you can flick it back.
And off the pad, I suspect, it looks as if Wasim saying, did he play a shot? And I think the umpire there agreeing with Wasim. No shot off it, dead ball. No runs recorded.
Well, did he play a shot or not? No, I don't think he did. He stuck that bat behind the pad. Now, he also plants the foot on the off stump, the Shaman Devas, to the off spinner. And I fancy with a bit of drift that Khan was getting, he'd fancy to start it on the leg stump, pitch it just outside the leg stump, and he could even get an opportunity bowling around those legs.
Lovely bowling, acha shabash. Lovely bowling, shabash, shabash, shabash.
Shaman Devas in the first innings went on a sweep and got out being bowled around his legs.
What a ball.
And that's exactly what happened in the first innings, and I'm sure he's wary of that again.
Yes, he was trying to get it away fine, didn't he? Very fine. Over the top there, and you've got to be very careful. There's a bit of rough around there, and of course that was a risky shot. I think you probably put it away. That's the end of the over. It's 88 for 6.
Once again, Arjuna and Shaman Devas just talking through the strategy. A lot of talking going on at the moment on the field. Rashid Khan, Ola, just having a discussion with Inzi.
So Wasim Akram continuing, Zoysa, Muralidharan and Fernando to follow. So you'd have to say the tail arrives. Voss has been known to make a few runs. He's not... Good bouncer, that one.
Yes, a real good bounce, and Wasim Akram has managed to bring in a man just behind Arjuna's back, just for the tickle around the corner. He's got a short, fine leg, or as it would, a short leg slip, I'd say. That's the bouncer, just lining him up, making sure that he stays honest and doesn't jump onto that front foot. There he is there.
Oh, I tell you what, he played that one very well too. It's a good job he kept his eye on that, because he was about to duck underneath that one. He would have ducked right into it and managed to get himself back. You can see there, he was going down and then managed to pull back.
Yes, and this will be part of the play, is to keep him on the back foot, He's not a hooker. Keep him on the back foot and suddenly try and sneak one up at him with the reverse swing. Looks like he's enjoying this reverse swing now. He knows it's all action now.
Yes, he's got a nice breeze at his back. He's got such a deceptive change of gear, isn't he? He comes up, he looks so relaxed, he looks like a medium pacer. But he's very much a quick bowler. That bouncer, he doesn't give anything away. Oh, well bowled again. He certainly got it moving around.
Yes, you talk about giving nothing away. Wasim Akram's a perfect exponent of that when he's bowling with reverse swing. You can see he closes the ball completely. You have no idea. And you see the ball swinging there towards the shiny side, which is the reverse swing.
In the air, and that's out. He's chipped it up on the onside. Wasim Akram has turned that ball around. That one went in, swung into him. He was just falling over it a little bit. So reverse swing working for them here. Sri Lanka are in trouble now. That was just chipped away on the onside, and so Wasim Akram takes yet another wicket. He really worked away well there. He's got it going all over the place. He will finish this innings quickly. Mark my words. Watch that one go in. He falls over a little bit, trying to keep it down, but couldn't do that. And the catch easily taken. Right, so Ranatunga out, caught by Wasim off the bowling of, caught by Saeed off the bowling of Wasim. And, well, he's out for 7. And Sri Lanka now 88 for 7.
Well, the new batsman in, Nuan Zoysa. Young man, 22, he played 10 matches. And his highest score of 26, averaging 9. He doesn't come to the wicket with a lot of experience or confidence at this stage, facing the all-time great exponents of swing bowling, Wasim Akram.
Yes, get ready for a rip-snorting, in-swinging Yorker. He's loosening up those limbs of his at the moment. He wants to make sure he's got that bat right down and ready to dig out a Yorker. That's the dismissal again, a little chip up on the onside. So, we'll see if we can pick what's going to happen here. What's he going to start with? One that rips in. Oh, here we go. He attempted an in-swinging Yorker. Very well played, actually, by Zoysa. Manages to get it back. And, of course, that's the end of a very good over from Wasim Akram. So Sri Lanka remain on 88 for 7. Have a look at this delivery. Swings in late. It was just slightly over-pitched. And he managed to get it away right off the base of the bat. Pretty casual customer, Zoysa. Just gets it away there. A very clonky noise because it hit down the base of the bat. Yes, Sri Lanka now are in trouble.
Well, Wasim Akram knows that 2 or 3 more overs and he gets 1 or 2 in the right area. He's going to pick up some more. That's the sad sight of Sri Lankan batting lineup. 88 for 7 in just 44 overs. Only Marvin Adipatu and De Silva offering real resistance.
Well played. Into the gap it goes. Every run absolutely vital, and this one's going to be pretty close to the boundary. Just to Tavas. Yes, he's quite an aggressive player, Chaminda Vaas, which I hope he sticks with, because that's his best chance of getting his team out of a spot of bother. If Vaas scores 40-odd here in quick time, that'll be invaluable.
Yes, I agree with you. That's the way now. The best way of defence is to attack a little bit. And remember that these two are the opening bowlers, and they dished it out to Wasim Akram for a while, so they'll be knowing of that.
Lovely bowling, yes.
So I think those few really good bounces that he bowled to Arjuna Ranatunga had the desired effect. Got him thinking about the short ball, and then of course bowls him a beauty, and his mind's on the short ball a little bit, and you end up chipping it up on the onside. So the next over he bowls, I think you could expect a short 1 or 2 just to get the attention of the batsman and get their adrenaline up a little bit, and then he'll home in with one of those beautiful swingers of his.
Lovely bowling.
Yes, and he also combined, he put that man at a 45 catching behind, and Arjuna Ranatunga likes to use the pace of the ball. He likes to dab it down on and leg side and the offside as well. And by putting that man there around the corner, he couldn't do that. He had to play in front of the wicket, and what was the undoing.
Lovely bowling, Arshad, shabash.
Oh, well bowled. Got a bit of bat on it. It makes it 101. Pat Simcox reckons if they can get to about 185, they've got a chance. So every run is vital. Well done. Quick single again. The fieldsman back there. That's Mushtaq. Just a little bit too deep. So the end of the over, 97 for 7. Well, that's well bowled. That's the quicker one. That just a little late coming down. He wants the second one. Zoysa. Back he goes. That's good running. And that brings up the 100 for Sri Lanka. 100 with 7 wickets down.
Thank you, Tony. Excellent figures there for Arshad Khan. That's a good shot. Got into position quickly, Vas. And once again a chase for Mushtaq Ahmed. He's had plenty of running to do today. And one thing good from the Sri Lankan point of view, both these batsmen are thinking and playing positively.
Yes, it's a very refreshing approach. They've come out there with a purpose. The instinctive play is being backed by boldness and approach, and it's working well for the Sri Lankans.
That's up in the air. And once again landing in between the two fielders. Let's put it this way, Zoysa couldn't have placed it better, Ramiz.
Yes, I'd said earlier, Ravi, that yesterday Wasim Akram played well, but he was lucky also in that innings. And here today you need to have luck in your favor, and Zoysa and Chaminda Vas, although living dangerously but surviving, and that is what is important and vital in the end. Well placed between Mushtaq Ahmed and Yunus Khan.
So he's testing both the batsmen with short deliveries. It's Vas on strike now.
Once again fending it off quite nicely, Chaminda Vas, doing the basic things right here. Watching the ball, getting down, making sure that he's got nothing to do with that one.
It's another good thing he gets his gloves out of the way. Drops his wrists. It's a pretty capable bat, Chaminda Vas. Beautifully bowled. There's no gully. So the frustration continues. 105 for 7. And he almost succeeded there.
The Pakistanis must not let them get frustrated. Things haven't really worked for them in the last half an hour or so. The plan is working, but not entirely.
I think one thing the Sri Lankans would learn from what Wasim Akram is doing here is that they must show a lot more aggression when they're bowling to tail-enders. When Arshad Khan was batting yesterday, one thought that was missing. Now that's a fine shot. Good effort in the deep by Arshad Khan.
This is one area where Pakistan has definitely scored. Their fielding has really improved. Arshad Khan used to be a pretty ordinary passenger in the outfield. He has really worked very hard to become one of the better ones now. This was a brilliant effort. Diving full length, desperate effort, desperate dive. Exactly knowing that the situation demanded this kind of an effort.
Yes, he saved a couple of runs for his side, and one mustn't forget he's bowled a long spell already. He's bowled unchanged since the morning. And once again, frustration for the bowler. A welcome boundary here for the Sri Lankans. 113 for 7.
Frustrating times for the Pakistanis here. I think probably trying to do something extra, something special here to get rid of Zoysa and Chaminda Vaas.
In the air, and this one's going to be just short. Yes, it was a top edge and went fine. That was a good bouncer, and once again, Vaas having a go at it. He got a top edge on it. It looked as if for a second it may just be going straight to Waka, but well, it was a bit fine and didn't quite get there either.
The Sri Lankan pair have been living dangerously. Once again, Chaminda Vaas picking the bait up, but landing safely away from Waka and is down there at fine leg.
Just outside the line, he was playing a shot at that one. Waka, correction, Wasim thought he had him out. I thought he got outside the line, and Wasim really turning it on out there. He'd have to be just a little bit careful. Umpire, or should we say match referee Reed, is quite severe on any of this sort of behaviour. I think my first reaction, Ranjit, was that he got outside the line. It'll be interesting to see the replay.
Yes, my reaction too was that Nuwan Soiza moved right across outside the off stump, and umpire BC Kurue was certainly unmoved. Let's have a look at this. There, wide did pitch outside off stump, and it also hit Nuwan Soiza outside off stump. In fact, a very, very good decision.
Great decision that was. Perfectly correct by umpire BC Kurue. He got himself a long way across, got outside the line. He was playing a shot. And while the ball may just have hit the stumps, the fact that he was outside the line is enough.
Yes, I think it was an excellent decision. And certainly, despite all those tantrums of Wasim Akram, one must give the umpire a great deal of credit.
Wasim Akram is angry. There is no doubt about that. And there's a bouncer. This could be out, or is he? Oh, no, it's not going to make... Yeah, oh, well taken. Wasim Akram's done it himself. What a magnificent bit of fielding that was. I was down there looking at a panicky little mushy running in. Wasim Akram has run, well, it must have been about 40 metres to take that catch himself. Leave it to me, fellows. I don't want anyone else involved in this. I'm angry.
That is sensational cricket by Wasim Akram. One can really imagine what it is when this man's angry. A short pitch delivery, the batsman going for the hook, and Wasim Akram, he was the one running almost 40, 50 meters to get under that. And how comfortably he got there, that was just had to be seen to be believed. Absolutely brilliant cricket. Just what Wasim Akram. And he's got under it and completed a very comfortable catch.
Let's just watch his reaction here as well. Absolutely magnificent. Have a look at that. I think, do you think he might have enjoyed that? I think he probably did. So Wasim Akram turning it on here at the SSC. And that's the end of Chaminda Vaas, out for a very useful 20. It's 120 for 8. Dilhara Fernando arrives at the crease, and, well, I tell you what, he's going to arrive to a bit of a storm. There's no doubt about that. He's down at the safe end, and at the moment it's going to be Zoysa, who was given not out LBW, who's going to face the wrath of Wasim Akram. Let's have another look at this wonderful catch. Just watch this. Here he goes. Up she goes. Wasim Akram very late decides to take off. He's out of picture now. Mushtaq is stuttering down there, and he thinks it might be his catch, and then he sees the figure, the looming figure there of the captain. Oh, that's out too. He's got him. It's off his glove. Well, he's got the wicket. Got the wicket of of Zoysa there. Zoysa looking down at his glove. That was obviously a stinging delivery. Fast, furious stuff. Well, there's one thing you shouldn't do. That's make Wasim Akram angry.
That's a lesson one should really learn. He's certainly on fire. And what a delivery that one. Short outside the off stump, rearing on Zoysa. Zoysa's a tall man. He gets it on the glove, and a very comfortable catch. Just see that delivery. Zoysa just couldn't get it out of the way. It was just coming in on to him, and Inzamamul Haq, a simple catch to him. So Sri Lanka lose their 9th wicket, and Wasim Akram, he now is a content man.
Yes, big smile on his face. It's changed a bit, hasn't it? It's 120 for 9. Murali Dhiran, I got to tell you, he'll be a little bit nervous about this. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And what's more, Wasim Akram has already taken 2 hat-tricks in his career. If he gets a wicket off this ball, that'll be 3 hat-tricks in Test cricket. And worse than that, all of them have been against Sri Lanka. So a precedent has been set. He's still got a 3rd man down there. Murali has arrived at the centre. This is the wicket of Zoysa. It flicks the glove. It goes straight through to Inzi, and he watched it straight in and took the catch. So that was the end of Zoysa. Now then, they're dragging this out for Murali. He won't be enjoying this. He'll want to get this out of the way. Certainly the first delivery. Rest assured on one thing, he'll be doing his level best. I don't think he's going to be in line, though. It's not his way. He tends to back away a little bit. This is going to be a rip-snorting in-swinger right at his toes. In he comes. Could he get a hat-trick? Oh, it's well played. He's got it away. That was a good delivery. Murali wanted 1, but he's been forced to take 2.
That suited Murali Dhiran. He wouldn't have minded the Yorker. What he was, I'm sure, worried about was the short one. And as soon as it got there in the spot, he was quickly putting it away.
Right, now having got that one out of the way, Murali would have realised, well, he's got to try and bowl me out. The problem now is that he's likely to rush in and bowl a bouncer. He's likely to bowl anything. So this is where the batsmen, certainly the tailenders, get a little nervous. Akram to Murali Dhiran. A long way away, big appeal for caught behind. Bat actually hit the ground there, nowhere near the ball.
Yes, Murali's bat certainly was not close enough. He was backing away and bat hitting the ground. But this is continuing to be an interesting over. One wonders what's crossing Murali Dhiran's mind.
In the air and down to 3rd man. Murali Dhiran gets a single. Right. Well, now it's over to Fernando. Yes, that's amazing. Murali Dhiran's still got a smile on his face. I'd like to suggest it's a nervous smile.
Yes, I think Murali was also able to bring a bit of a smile on Wasim's face after that fiery spell of fiery previous deliveries that he'd been bringing about.
Right, here we go. Last ball of the over. Oh, a quick one. Into the thigh pad there of Fernando. The end of the over. Sri Lanka 123 for 9. So Vos and Zoysa both back in the pavilion as a result of some great bowling by Wasim Akram. He's got the ball in his hand again. He's bowling to Fernando now. Oh, and that's nicely played, actually, just steering it away on the offside. A fast delivery aimed at off stump. Vos was the first man to go. Wonderful catching this by the bowler, Wasim Akram. There's the hook shot. He then headed off in the direction of where the ball went and took a magnificent catch. Wasim Akram enjoyed every second of that. That's for sure. Wonderful. Straight to slip, nicely caught by Inzamam. Oh, and it's bowled him. That's the end of the innings. That's a fast delivery, swinging back, and well bowled Wasim Akram. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? If you can really finish off the tail. That's what Sri Lanka couldn't do Pakistan. Had they been able to finish off the tail, they would have been well placed right now. The difference in this match so far has been Wasim Akram and the way he's attacked the tail end. This is how it goes.
Yes, this certainly is the difference. And when you have someone like Wasim Akram on your side, it's not hard to do. And this makes the difference. And what a fine spell of bowling by Wasim Akram. On a pitch which was placid, he's rocked the Sri Lankan tail and picked up 4 magnificent wickets.
Yes, an incredible performance by Wasim Akram. Actually, the 25th time that he's got 5 in an innings. A wonderful performance. And Sri Lanka bowled out for 123 in 61.3 overs. Not even 1:45 in the afternoon. So this has been a wonderful performance by Pakistan. .123 all out. Not a very pretty scorecard, really. Atapatu top scorer with 40, and a couple of 20s, one from De Silva, and then Vars down the lower order. But when looking at that scorecard, doesn't look great for me. Sri Lanka really needed to fight a little bit harder in the second innings.
So an angry Wasim Akram. He's virtually mutilated the Sri Lankan bottom batting. Was Soiza, Fernando, all going to him. And we saw some wonderful seam bowling by this great bowler.
Certainly was. 3.3 overs, 3 for 6 in that spell. So they're the partnerships, and you can see really only 2 major partnerships, the 3rd wicket and the 8th wicket. So a very good performance that, and he ended up with 5 for 45, or 15.3. And as I said, a spell there of 3.3 overs, 3 for 6.
And he's had a bit of a torrid time of late. Hasn't really played all that well, so he'll be looking for a good performance.
That's wrapped on the pads. Was he hit in line? There is a big stride forward, but it came back into the right-hander.
Well, that is a good shot as far as I was concerned. Let's have a look at the line. There's no doubt that pitch was on line, and, well, he couldn't have complained with that if he'd given it out. There's no doubt it's not going to miss much. Certainly not going to go over the top.
Very, very good shout. Definitely struck in line, and I think the batsman's a little lucky to be still there. Just past the forward short leg. There was some bat on it.
Well, once again, Mohammad Wasim picks the wrong line to the ball that swings in, places his left foot too far on the offside, and ends up getting on the wrong side of the ball. That's what causes the outside edge, and tantalizingly close. Very lucky to survive. Watch the left foot. It's on the wrong side of the ball, and makes him play across it.
And again, well, he's not learning. But the good thing for him is that he's still there. That's picked away on the onside. Just pulled back inside the boundary. So a couple of runs for Mohammad Wasim. That's a tremendous shot. Fine leg will cut it off. But runs coming freely here for Pakistan. 4 overs have been bowled, 15 for no loss.
Put the pressure on this Pakistani opening pair.
That's in the air. It's going to be out. Oh, yes, he's got him. That's a big wicket. That's a huge wicket. It's the wicket they wanted. Well, the short delivery, 2 men back, going for the hook shot. And, well, Zoiza's strike. Saeed Anwar has hit that one straight down square leg's throat.
Well, he hit it pretty hard and went straight to the fielder. With the earlier seen ball falling short of the fielders. Not in a very good position to play it down along the ground, and Dilhara Fernando taking a very good catch once again in the deep. That's a big blow. Because Saeed Anwar had the ability to play the trump card Muralitharan with authority. He's gone early for 6 and Pakistan lose their first wicket for 19.
So Yusuf Yohana has been promoted up the batting order for the second innings. Just 25 years of age and an average of 36.
Not to anticipate the game plan here.
He's had a go at that one, smashed that one away into mid-wicket. Yes, I think they've decided to go the aggressive course.
Yes, it does help matters when you're playing with the bat and not the pad.
107 more runs to get to win this match. Into the gap. Back for the second. They'll probably be looking at the third. Yes, back they come. That's very good aggressive running. Would have been very easy to settle for 2 there, and that wasn't the case. They went for 3 and got it. Oh, straight over the top. I think they're going the aggressive course. That's running away down to the boundary for 4. So first ball from Muralitharan, dispatched straight over the top of his head for 4.
Bit of a smile on his face. He got that, yeah, nearly getting under the bat there.
Surya chasing. Bye signal, so it's missed a lot.
So it's run right across everybody on that occasion.
Good hit. It's a good positive blow from Mohammad Wasim. He's picked the length up so quickly and smashed it in front of square.
They really got what it deserved. The full treatment by Mohammad Wasim.
Where people are scuttling around and saying, come on, let's just get it back on course. And it tends to happen.
Oh, and that's hit the stumps. It's hit the stumps. He's away out of his ground. Now the question is, was he bowled or did it hit the... I think it might have hit the bat and rolled down onto the stumps, or did it hit the wicketkeeper and roll back onto the stumps? Well, you were talking about a little bit of a flutter. It may have started. Let's have a look at this dismissal.
Well, it's interesting to see that it's the leg spinner. And it's come off the bat pad, and then he's almost pushed it down onto the wicket.
Yes, it was because he was out of his ground. I thought for a second it might be a stumping, but it hit the stumps, and he still wasn't back in his crease. He was worried about being out of his ground. Well, that's the end of that. Another wicket has fallen, and so that does change things slightly. Yusuf Yohana out for 11. Inzamam Al-Haq. Striding out to the centre, he received a nasty delivery in the first innings, one that reared up, and he gloved it away into the Galle region, was out caught in that area. An average of 45, it's a very good average. Yes, there we go again. It's certainly a very risky delivery. That's his mystery ball. And there she goes onto the stumps, and off the bail goes. So that's the same delivery. That's a very well bowled delivery. And out. He's given him out. Well, incredible. I thought that bounced a long way. Now then, it was obviously the one that spun back the other way. Sri Lanka making headway. Making headway they are.
They certainly are. And this is the leg spinner. It spins in, and, well, for me, that is out. He's misread it, got on the wrong side of the ball, and now he's pushed his pad a little bit wider and saying, please don't give me out. There's no doubt. And so another wicket goes.
Yes, another wicket certainly goes, and it's now 52 for 3. It's a bit big for Mohan Khan. It's Wasim Akram. Well, he was obviously not ready, and he's striding out there now, still doing his buckles up. Well, that's well played. That's very well played. Short outside off stump, and Inzamam Al-Haq has smashed that away square on the offside. Lovely, lovely shot. Very forceful. Not a very good delivery, mind you. A little short outside off stump.
Well, Inzamam, I don't believe is going to stick around there just hanging in. He got out last innings from a nasty delivery. It took off a length from a tall man, Zoisa. And there's another tall man bowling right now, Fernando.
Oh, that's well played. Beautiful straight drive for 4. There's somehow Jayasuriya has got to find a way of putting some pressure on at the other end. That's it. Got him. Caught at silly point. No need to give him out. That's beautiful bowling. Inzamam out caught. Quicker delivery there from Muralidharan. He is bowling superbly. He's spinning them both ways. They're mystery balls all over the place. That was a quicker one. Pad bat, beautifully caught on the offside as well. Inzamam Al-Haq, out caught.
What a good delivery. He pushes forward, and this delivery winner's turning both ways, but that is a sharp, sharp catch. Lovely, lovely fielding. Russell Arnold, beautifully caught, youngster.
Right, so there we are, out for 3rd. Caught by Arnold and on the offside at silly point, and so that makes Pakistan now 4 down for 66. Mohan Khan needs to play a captain's innings here, that's for sure. He's capable of it, there's no doubt about that. He's got an average of just under 30. Oh, that's well played. He likes the sweep shot, and he's got it away nice and fine. 4 immensely valuable runs. Yes, I think he'll try and put that sweep shot into play. In fact, whenever you're not sure which way the ball's going to spin, it's not a bad idea.
Didn't come back enough. Always dangerous against Muralidharan, especially when he's bowling round the wicket.
He's decided to go around the wicket to Wasim Akram, hitting and coming back, but umpire must be convinced enough that it was coming back to hit the wicket. Not play a shot, so it doesn't matter if his impact was also the off stump. And a big one there.
Yes, good positive blow. Down the ground for 4. We saw him do that even in the first innings, early on against Muralidharan. Akram hurrying here. A direct hit was what was required. That would have been curtains for Wasim Akram. He was taking on Jayasuriya.
So the pressure telling on the Pakistani batsmen. They're taking chances now. They don't want to be tied up. But that was a wrong call there from Wasim Akram. Playing quite hard to Sanat Jayasuriya to his left. Advantage to Jayasuriya. And if he hit Wasim Akram, not even in the frame there.
First task would be to reach that 100-run mark. Psychologically, that will make a big difference. And Wasim Akram here is bringing all his experience into play. He's carted Muralidharan on the onside. Would have been much more difficult for the batting side. Left on the pads here once again. This time the finger goes up.
A long wait by umpire B.C. Correa. He really had a good think on that one. Almost as if he had second thoughts on the whole matter. And then the finger entered. I really like the look where that ball pitched.
I think it came back, but it'll be interesting to see the height. The pitch is in line. Puff of dust there. And hits him reasonably high on the pads. Now we've got to see how far forward he is.
Look at the side shot, as Robbie was saying. And the bounce really a bit high. He's quite upright, Moin Khan.
And look, he's standing outside the crease, so I would think he's rather unfortunate to be given out there. He'll consider himself unlucky. He's gone for 11, and Pakistan 89 for 5. More runs on the offside this time, another couple added to the score. up in the air, and will it clear mid-on? Yes, it just does. Vas was running back. 2 runs to end the over, 95 for 5.
Shots in the air at times. This is a beautiful drive. They'll be running very hard because this might not go to the boundary. A brilliant effort by Sanat Jayasuriya. Desperate stuff. Leading by example here.
Feliz Khan making use of the half volley.
Very close to the boundary line. And that foot touching the rope, very close. The umpires having a close look and given a boundary. So the third umpire was convinced that the foot had touched the rope. Cutting against the spinning, finding the gap this time. Just a single, beautifully done by Dilhara Fernando, who's had a good day in the outfield. Hitting him straight back. And this was nicely picked up. And that will run away to the boundary. So Yunus Khan breaking the shackles there. Pakistan 110 for 5.
14 runs to win the test match. Muralidharan is the man who could possibly create a little bit of pressure here, but it's slipping away from Sri Lanka now. There's no real point in having too many fieldsmen back. I think you've got to have them up. Try and get some wickets here. Save the singles. Force them to do something silly. We're down to the desperate stage. Over the top she goes, way over the top. That's beautifully hit. That's 6. Onto the roof. That's a wonderful hit. Well, Wasim Akram goes down the wicket, and Patsy's younger charge on the shoulder. It's a great shot from Yunus Khan. Akram going down the wicket to congratulate him.
So very confident shot, right down on that one. It's under it and over and out. He looked very positive from the moment he came in. He kept the scoreboard ticking over. Didn't get stuck, lost his captain, replaced his captain out there, and he played positively since then. It's a good play off spin.
Straight down the ground, beautifully played. 6 will it be? Yes, that's it. Finishes the test match with a straight 6. That's wonderful play. Well, what a victory this has been for Pakistan. 6 signalled there by the umpire, and Pakistan have won the first test match in this HNB Test Series 2000. They've won it despite the fact that there were occasions in this match when it looked as if it could quite easily go to Sri Lanka. Well, the Sri Lankans out there congratulate him, Wasim Akram in particular, because, boy, did he make a contribution to the test match. It was a wonderful effort by him. A great effort with the bat in the first innings, a tremendous effort with the ball, and here he is now finishing it off with the bat again.
He's the main man that stood between, that's the 6 that brings a victory for Pakistan, just 6 away, and Yunus Khan confidently hitting it right over, right into the side screen for a 6. Wasim Akram having a great game here, really bringing Pakistan from a position that they were really down with a fantastic 88, then coming in bowling and capturing 5 wickets. And he was a man who stood between Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
Yes, well, there we are. He's walking off the ground, and I think everyone would recognise the contribution made by him today. Not only has he made this tremendous contribution, but he's got himself into a situation where he's one of 4 bowlers to have taken 400 wickets in Test match cricket, and that happened in this Test match as well. So a wonderful performance by Wasim Akram. His colleagues coming out there to give him a pat on the back. And quite a lot of the supporters here too from Pakistan. The Pakistan supporters appreciative of what he's done. He certainly is a fantastic cricketer, really is. Mind you, just for a little while there, it looked as if Muralidharan was going to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Because I think that sign pretty well says it all. Well done, Wasim. So there we are. He ended up on 20. Yunus played very well too. Some very good shots towards the end. They ended up on 32 or 47 deliveries in the circumstances. That was That was good. Another wicket or two, and all of a sudden the tail were in, and who knows what would have happened. But it's not often that you see a test match finished with a 6. It was a lovely shot straight down the ground. He'd played one a little earlier, a similar sort of shot straight down the ground. There's a lovely striker of the ball. So 42 overs to get there, 131. And Pakistan partnerships, well, there we are. The opening partnership just 19, but from, just 19. Then from that point on, there was a little bit of a wobble there until the 42 partnership between Wasim and Yunus Khan. And from Sri Lanka's point of view, the man that looked as if he was going to cause a problem initially was Zoysa, and then Murali Dhiran came in, got 3 wickets very quickly, 3 for 53, and at that stage, well, Pakistan batting was starting to really wobble. However, they managed to hold it together. They held it together down the order the way they did in the first innings, where they put on that wonderful last wicket partnership. So there is a summary of this test match. 273 by Sri Lanka batting first. Pakistan responded with 266, thanks largely to that last wicket partnership. All out for 123. That was a big blow for Sri Lanka. They should have made more runs in the second innings. And, well, apart from that little wobble they had, Pakistan managed to knock them off without too many problems.